Okay, so last part of this is her party crown. You're going to start with the foundation chain. And you're going to make 16 chains. And this is in whatever color you chose for your crown. I think it might be in the ingredients list the same color as the trim of your cardigan. But it could be whatever. Working into the bumps on the back of the chain and starting in the second chain from the hook, you're going to make 15 single crochets. Okay, now that you're at the end of row 1, you're going to chain 1, then turn. And then in row 2, you're going to slip stitch the first stitch. Then in the second stitch, you're going to make a double crochet. So yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then you're going to chain 3, slip stitch in the third chain from the hook. So you're kind of making a picot right here, if you're familiar with those. And then you're going to decrease, but the decrease is going to start in the stitch you just worked into and then into the next stitch. And then you're going to repeat that across. So the next stitch is a slip stitch. And in the next stitch, double crochet. Picot. Decrease, starting the stitch you just worked into and then into the next stitch. You can see it's making like the spikes of a crown. And you're going to do that all together 5 times and end up with 5 spikes. Right, and we're on our last repeat. In your final decrease, you work into the last stitch of that round, so you'll be done at the end of this decrease. Okay, fasten off, break the yarn. Then to make the crown nice and stiff, we're going to flip it over. So this is the wrong side, although they look pretty similar. We're going to pin it down. I'm just using like a block of styrofoam basically. And basically we're going to pin it to the shape that we want it to be, but laid flat. Apparently I'm going to get pins. Okay, here we go. Gonna stretch it out, straighten it out a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to take some craft glue. I'm just using like elementary school kid glue basically. It could be tacky glue or whatever craft glue you use. And I'm just going to put a reasonable amount on the wrong side and spread it out so that it like roughly coats all of that back side of the work. Then I'm going to let it air dry completely, so probably an hour or two or overnight or whatever. And we'll wrap it up in the next little bit. Okay, so you're now going to get to unpin your dried crown from whatever you pinned it to. It's going to be really stiff. And you're just gonna curve it so that'll kind of like break some of the stiffness of the glue, but it'll still be pretty firm. You'll put the yarn tail on a tapestry needle. Make sure that the glue side is curved in. And then sew the two ends together. Just whip stitch a couple times basically. And then if you want the crown to be permanent, you can retain those yarn tails and use them to sew the crown to the top of Barb's head, like over her hair. If you don't want it to be permanent, you could just knot it closely and then clip those tails. And there's how it's gonna look.